Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is the 3rd of March 2025, and what a weekend we have had. We are going to take you through everything that's just happened. If you've no idea what is going on, we are going to tell you in this show. We have an hour to get through everything you need to know about Donald Trump, the Crypto Strategic Reserve. We're going to talk to you about Bitcoin going to zero. We're going to talk about what's happening on March the 7th. We're going to talk about the future of ETH. We're going to talk about memes. We're going to talk about gaming. And hopefully we will get to the end of the show. If not, we will curtail it because the big breaking news happened after I put the stream together. Now, yesterday I normally do some videos. I didn't do any videos at all yesterday. Call it a sixth sense. But I didn't make any Chronos 4 in 4. I didn't make any OG videos. In fact, I made that this morning. If you're an OG, there is a video about what I think is going on. That is in the OG channel only. For the rest of you, I will be making more videos this week, but this period of time is what we have been calling for. Now, many of you have messaged me in panic and in worry that this is not going to happen. We're not going to get this bull run. And let me put you on screen for a second. Now, the one thing you need to bear in mind about crypto, I've said it all along, and it's Monday, so we get to talk about these things. It's cyclical. Bitcoin is cyclical. Every 4 years, there is a halving. 18 to 20 months after the halving, we get the all-time high. During that 18-month period, there are times of massive corrections. I showed you at the beginning of last week when those corrections happened, and I also told you when the pumps happen. Now, it's difficult when you're in the storm, fear and greed is at 10, you all think your bags are finished with. I get it. But you have to stay true to the pattern as long as the pattern holds. And the pattern has been holding. We're going to show you lots of charts today. Remember, it's charts day today. Now, the reason this is on screen is, of course, we have our Mew Night on Wednesday. Wednesday at 7 p.m. we have the Mew Night. We will be giving away Mew token on the night to 3 lucky winners. It's the quiz that you played last time and the time before. It's the same quiz. We're going to ask you a series of questions. You answer them, you win the prize. Very simple. KB won last time, and I think Kabir and somebody else won second and third. Can't remember if it was Danny, maybe. Danny won as well. So this is on Wednesday. Now back to the show. A few good mornings. Shiva, Kishan, Hidden they are all in chat. Danny is here. Solo Sky is here. Vanapathi is here. Good morning to you all. I hope you are all very, very well. And I believe it is Ramadan. So for those of you celebrating, happy Ramadan. I know it goes on for a long time. I went to school with lots of people, and I know the sacrifices. So, well, I don't know them personally, but I've seen them. So I hope you all have a blessed time. Now, we're going to get on with the show. Bitcoin is coming in just under 92,000. Again, these numbers are not by chance. I'm going to show you why that's an important number in a minute. Ethereum also rocked up, not quite as high as Bitcoin, but look at what followed underneath. Look at some of these pumps. XRP, Solana, Cardano especially, they ripped to the upside. Hedera is also going to rip to the upside. Chainlink is going to rip to the upside, which I'm going to get onto again in another video. these prices that we're going to and these particular coins that are pumping, they are not by chance. Hedera is pumping because they expect that to be added to the crypto reserve, and many others, Chainlink as well. AVAX is going to be in there possibly. So all of these coins that pumped yesterday, they didn't pump by chance. They pumped for a very specific reason. Now, we're a different world away from where we were at 79 and 80,000. Okay, we've had a big move back up. It was a massive god candle. We can look at Cardano as well later to show you. But this, people are going to call you lucky. There's nothing lucky about holding through a bear market and seeing what comes out of the end. You're not lucky for picking the coins that we've been telling you about for 2 years. There's no luck involved in this. Luck happens when you play the lottery. Luck happens when you go to a casino and you gamble on a meme coin. Luck doesn't happen when you buy coins based on fundamentals. Look at the number one pumper there, Cardano, just under $1. I think it got to $1.10 yesterday. Cardano is going to be a big player in America. Therefore, we needed confirmation. Who did we get confirmation from? Donald Trump. I'll show you the tweets in a second. Lots of gainers. I'm not going to read all of them out. Kronos is up there. XRP is up there. Solana is up there. There's lots and lots of gainers. And I imagine not too many losers. Celestia, one of those coins which I just don't see the value in Celestia anymore. Sonic is down there. Again, Sonic is one of those, there's lots and lots of bullish news around Sonic. Go and check out the project. It's not a bad idea to go and look at Sonic. That was Phantom. Cronji is back in charge and he's working on the ecosystem. I'm expecting big things from Sonic, but I'm not going to change my bags. But go and have a look at Sonic. Not financial advice either. Berachain is down. Litecoin is down just a touch, but again, not many losers. BNB I expected to not weather so well, simply because it's not part of the strategic reserve, and I don't think it will be. So I'm expecting other coins to overtake that now in the coming days. Now remember, this is the most important piece of information I am going to show you today. Okay? The bear is asleep. The bear is not dead. The bear is asleep. Just because we've had a pump, it doesn't mean we're out of the woods, and it doesn't mean we can't come back down. We have a massive, massive CME gap at about 89, 86,000, something like that. It's a huge CME gap. It will get filled, okay? So we're at 92,000. The best thing to happen today is for us to wick down 87, 88,000, fill the CME gap, and then come back up. That is what we need, okay? The bear is asleep. The bear is not dead. Let's remember that, okay? We are likely to see more news coming out over the next few days. And of course, we're going to talk about March the 7th. Massively bullish news coming out on March the 7th, simply because it's, March the 7th is D-Day. Now then, Mohammed, you brought a smile to 250,000 people's faces. Mohammed messaged Eleanor Terrett, please raise the price of Ripple as soon as possible to more than $100,000. Thanks, and rockets. Again, I get these types of messages all the time from people asking me to send them one Bitcoin. Where am I going to get one Bitcoin to send you? Where am I going to get $92,000 to give to a stranger on the internet? I'm not. But it still makes you smile when you get them. Now then, going to be interesting to see the Made in USA narrative unfold over the next few weeks, especially if we get more details on the strategic reserve and what might include. This is one of those things we're going to start to see on this chart. You're going to see these types of breakouts where the coins are breaking the downtrend, okay? And this is why I am so bullish on today. This is what Eric Trump tweeted, okay? This is massively bullish in my opinion. I love the genius of announcing a strategic reserve on a Sunday when traditional markets are closed and Wall Street sleeps. For the first time, retail investors win. Traditional finance catches up later. It will quickly become extinct. The world no longer runs Monday to Friday. Again, this is the tweet, and I am wholly on the side of Eric Trump on this. They could have announced this today at 3 o'clock our time, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. in Wall Street. What would that have done? That would have pumped all the markets? Yes. The ETFs would have gobbled up all the Bitcoin? Yes. You would have missed it. So, do I think announcing this on a Sunday was by chance? No, I think they did this on purpose. I think they announced this on a Sunday so you could fill your bags. I expect today the ETFs will buy. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to move to the upside today. This is signposting the direction of the next 4 years of the American government. I do not know what you want me to tell you. They have listed the coins on the screen. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, ADA, XRP. Okay? If you go out over the next few weeks and buy those 5 coins and sit on them, they are all going to win. They are all going to win. Some will win more than others. Yes. Okay? Now, the one thing I will point out to you is that I don't necessarily agree with those 5 coins. And I'll show you why. Because it looks to me as if somebody has gone down this board and gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what it looks like to me. Now, you are not going to add Dogecoin because it's a meme coin. You're probably not going to add Tron. So you have picked the 5 coins out of the top 10 that you could. Had, for example, HBAR or Chainlink, had they been in the top 10, I would have expected this announcement to have included HBAR or Chainlink today, okay? And Brad did get XRP in there, and I will say this, as I said a second ago, I don't agree with it. But who am I? Who cares whether I agree with it or not? It's not my decision. I think Bitcoin should be the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and I think it should be a Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and it should only be Bitcoin because not only is it uncensorable, it doesn't have anybody in charge of it, okay? It is decentralized, it is proof of work, it is 2/3 of Bitcoin, sorry, 2/3 of crypto. But, as KB points out, Wormtongue has got XRP in there, and Solana, and ADA. And of course, ETH is in there with Mr. Pikachu himself, Vitalik. So again, these are the 5 coins that anybody would have picked. And I am not going to sit here and say, I told you so. The same way I'm not going to sit here and say, I am making you press any buttons. But since January 2023, we have told you specifically about XRP and Cardano. And I can't bring up the video thumbnails because we are streaming on some platforms that don't like us to show YouTube. So we're not going to. But we've made videos about XRP and Cardano. Those price targets specifically, okay? Bitcoin, Ethereum are a no-brainer. Solana is the wild card. Everybody hates Solana, apart from people in Solana. That should tell you all you need to know. So they're the 5 picks. Pretty much, if your portfolio was 90% those coins, you're going to win. And there is nothing I can say that's going to change that, because each of these coins is going to have its own ETF before the end of the year. We're getting the futures coming for Solana next week after. It's over. As far as these 5 coins are concerned, it's over. The question is Trump going to start buying these coins before or after the ETFs are approved? Because if he starts buying them before the ETFs are approved, the American government and America is going to get a head start on these cryptocurrencies. The second thing is, as we saw with Bitcoin and Ethereum, 3 to 6 months before those ETFs go live, we see a massive price move to the upside. Solana had it, Solana went out to all-time highs, and then we had the Trump, Melania, Libra, Central African Republic coins come out and kick Solana, brought it down a long way, but then again, the market came down. Ethereum, we've seen the issues with Vitalik, but I have been telling you for weeks and weeks and weeks, if World Liberty Financials are buying Ethereum, they are chasing yield. I have been telling you, why are they buying wrapped Bitcoin? Because it offers a yield. They are also buying other coins like Ondo. What are you doing? Follow the money. If you want to make money, okay, it's all well and good sitting here. And again, I am not going to be a hypocrite. I've said all along that I am not a maximalist or a purist. But I have seen many people out there say, Cardano, it's all about the technology, it's all about the decentralization, it's all about being uncensorable. They were crying yesterday in their videos because ADA was above $1. Well, what does the price of ADA matter if you're in it for the tech? If you're in it for the tech and the future of the planet, why do you care if it's $1 or 10 cents? Because the project is still going to continue the way it's going. I tell you why, because they're hypocrites. And Cardano holders, fair play, you've now got a $1 Cardano, it's going to go a lot higher. But don't preach to people about how decentralized you are and how much better Charles Hoskinson is than everybody else when we're going to see it part of a strategic reserve, when we're going to see an ETF, and we're going to see Charles sitting there at a table. Charles and Cardano are going to integrate with XRP. They're going to integrate with Bitcoin, and they're going to integrate with Solana, okay? So for all of you maxis out there that say Cardano is the be-all and end-all, it's just like every other blockchain with different usages, different speeds. It's the same way to skin a cat. And in 12 months' time, we're going to see Cardano processing Bitcoin transactions. We're going to see Cardano smart contracts on XRP, and we're going to see Cardano connected to Solana. So put your stupid maxi hat down, okay? Because if you really are all about decentralization, you will sell all of your Cardano today and move away. Because as far as you're concerned, Charles has sold out. That's just the way you've been telling it, not me. Solana holders don't care. They're going and buying cats, they're buying dogs, they're dancing around with lizards above their heads, buying meme coins left, right, and center. Solana doesn't even know what day it is, okay? And as for XRP, the man with the beard and the suit is sitting next to Donald Trump. It's been on the cards from day one. This was going to happen, okay? I even made a video in January with my predictions. Go and watch that video. 6th, 7th of January it was. And I told you these coins would be part of a strategic reserve. Watch that video. I've made 5 predictions. And the craziest prediction is that Sam Bankman-Fried will be released. Okay, I said other predictions as well. Sam Bankman-Fried will be released was the strangest, most outlandish one. I think that's still on the cards. But I also said that there will be other cryptocurrencies in the strategic reserve. Go and watch that video. Okay, now that is the only news of the day that is of any importance. Anything else I tell you after that is downhill. But going back to what I said as well, we have got our Mew night on Wednesday. Cat in a Dog's World. We are going to take you through Mew again. And we do this once a month. As you can see, left-hand side of the screen, we have 2 sponsors of this stream. We have Maple Finance with its Syrup token, and we have Mew, or Cat in a Dog's World, and its Mew token. They are the 2 sponsors of this stream, and we have Quid Game nights. And they are, very simply put, nights where we celebrate all things Mew. We will also have a quiz at the end. That is all there is to know. Good morning, Bullish Bull. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome, everybody. Remember, if you're new here, say hello. Nobody is going to bite you, okay? If you're lurking out there, come and say hello. So Wednesday night, 7 p.m., we have our Mew night. Make sure to go and bookmark it in your calendars. And then finally, this is what is coming up this week. And then we're going to do lots of charty type things today because it is a Monday. We do our charts on a Monday. And they're the same charts we look at every Monday. Nothing new here. Right, this is the week ahead. Monday, nothing unless you like cars. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, a little bit of more useful information. I think it's Friday that has the actual, it's the jobs report. Here we go. So Friday's jobs report, unemployment and hourly wages, all of those things are important. Why? We don't want wage inflation. We do want the unemployment number to go up because we want interest rates to come down. Interest rates come down, companies borrow more, they employ more, they grow the economy. So we want more people unemployed than last month and the month before. And I know it sounds terrible and I know it's cyclical. That's why you have these predictions and these targets, but that's just what we want. If we want interest rates to be cut, we've got to see a weak economy. If we see the wages going up and jobs openings going down, it means people can be more picky about the jobs they take and they can ask more to work there. So we don't want wage inflation and we don't want too many, or we want more people unemployed than the previous term. That is pretty much it in a nutshell. So Friday's the big day, but there's more about Friday than just that, and we're going to talk about that when we get to it after we've done some charts. Let us move on very quickly. This is the US dollar index, which is, of course, the strength of the US dollar. Now, I am Nostradamus, Fitzydamus. Let's call me Fitzydamus for now, okay? Because I drew this channel a while ago, and I said we need it to top, and I said we need it to come down, and we need it to break through its moving average, and it's fighting at the moving average, okay? And this down here, this is where we want the DXY to go, okay? A weaker dollar is good for exports. It's good for Bitcoin. It shows that the dollar is weakening against the euro, the pound, the yen. We say the same thing every Monday. We want it to come down to 102, 103, okay? And again, we can go back in time and we can show you, going back to April 2022, we have bounced off this bottom line here perfectly. We want it to do the same thing again. Once this breaks and starts to come down, that will give Bitcoin another gust of wind in its sails. So expect this to break down because Trump will want it to break down. He doesn't want a massively strong dollar because it makes imports relatively cheap, and he wants to close the trade deficit. So expect that to break down. It's going along the path that we said it would go along a few weeks ago. It's still in that channel on the way down. Let's be happy that everything is starting to go in the right direction. Again, I am not necessarily super bullish. I am not super bearish. I am just showing you what's in the charts. Now, Bitcoin dominance is starting to give me Bitcoin 2024 vibes, where we come into a range and then we stay there for what feels like 4,000 years. And we've had what appears to be, if I move some of these lines around, we have appear to be a kind of a top, a level of resistance which is 62%, and we're struggling at 62%. But what we have here is this kind of sweet spot where the alts can grow at a similar pace to Bitcoin. So we're sticking around this price. So if Bitcoin dominance is going like this, but the price of Bitcoin is going up, all of the other alts are going up at the same pace. When Bitcoin dominance goes up, it means Bitcoin is outperforming the rest of the market as a whole. If Bitcoin dominance goes down, the price of Bitcoin can be going up, but the alts are outperforming Bitcoin. So it's Bitcoin versus the market, not Bitcoin versus the US dollar or anything else like that. Now we are wedged in this range. Okay, we've had a little breakout and we're still there and we're hanging in. Now, we of course have said probably I'd say every Monday since probably November, every Monday since November, that we need this to do this. And until this does this, we've not got our alt season. I don't think the news that has come out today is really going to take Bitcoin out of this pattern. I think we're going to be here for a long while yet. And again, if Bitcoin starts to go to 102, 106, 112,000, as we think it should start to do in the next few weeks, I'm not expecting this to break down anytime soon. This could run till May, okay? And again, it's not that the alts will all absolutely bleed to death and go to zero. It means that they will not perform as well as Bitcoin. And if it's not performing as well as Bitcoin, you might as well hold Bitcoin. That's the argument. Right, the total market cap, did it have a V-shaped recovery? Good morning, Kabir. We do have Maple Finance as a new sponsor. Yes, we are now an ambassador of Maple Finance. We made a 30-minute review video about them. Don't know what day that was actually. Last week, Thursday, Friday, we did the video. I think it was Friday actually. We made that video. Now, this is the total market cap of crypto. Okay, we hung around this level for quite a while, and then we broke down, and then we've whipped back up. So I think we're going to do that. I think we're in for a good few weeks. I know a couple of people have said that we could move to the downside, but I think Friday is the most important day. I think Friday we're going to get more certainty in the market, surety in the market, which is what we need. Last week and the week before, I said, I don't understand why we are not moving further up. I don't understand why we are not at 102,000. What I mean I don't understand, I know the reasons that we haven't done it, but I don't think they are sufficient reasons to keep us down there. We know about inflation, we know about interest rates, we know about the DXY, we know about all these things that I show you. We know about that, but I still didn't think that was enough to keep us down. Okay, now we're going to talk about Bitcoin in a little bit, but this is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And as you will see, it's all done the same thing. We've all come back to the bull market support band. We've had our little dip, and now we're back at support. And this is what I was saying before. We are not out of the woods yet. We are back at support. That is it. We're at 92,000, 91,800, whatever it might be. And what is important for me is this. This is the next leg up, okay? This is on Friday. It is the first crypto summit, and there are going to be 25 key players there. And I can tell you right now, we know who some of them are going to be. We know Brad Wormtongue Garlinghouse is going to be there. We know Charles the Beard Hoskinson from Cardano is going to be there. If Solana is going to be included in the strategic reserve, I would expect Anatoly to be there. I would expect the lady who's now the head of the Ethereum Foundation, I'd expect her to be there. I really wouldn't send Vitalik to this meeting at all. I think that would be absolute suicide, okay? Maybe if we send Vitalik, Baron can take him off to one side to show him cat memes. Maybe. But I wouldn't have Vitalik there. I'd have the new... I don't think she's the CEO. I don't know what her official title is, but I would send her. And I need to remember her name because she's the one that's going to be in charge of this from now on. So this, when the page decides to work, this is on Friday. What about tariff wars to start from Wednesday? The thing with, do you remember the Elon effect? Where every time Elon Musk tweeted about crypto, it would absolutely pump to the upside. And then after 2 or 3 months of him talking about crypto, Elon had absolutely no effect on the crypto market. Tariffs have been announced, and that was a shock to the system. Then the EU tariffs were announced, and that was another shock to the system. But we've had the shocks to the system. So yes, it might bring the markets down, depending on the terminology used. The same with Chairman Powell. Chairman Powell can hold interest rates at the same level and then be dovish or hawkish. If Trump comes out and says, I'm going to go to war with Europe and I'm going to win, that's a different type of stance to, we're going to impose tariffs. We want to work with the EU. We don't want to impose tariffs. Let's see if we can come to an agreement first. That's a different type of tariff war. The same with Mexico, the same with Canada. It depends on his tone, and that's what's key. Now, Trump is going to play hard. Of course he's going to play hard, but we've heard tariffs. Tariffs is now probably the fourth or fifth most common word used, okay? But he's using it as leverage. This is what the news, I'm sick to death of reading the news. Every single American president going back 10, 20, 30 years has met with Putin, shook hands with him. There's an interesting interview with, what's he called now? The American president, Bill Clinton, talking about meeting with Putin. They were very blunt with each other. He said, Putin never reneged on anything we agreed in public. Okay? So while you've been fed this story about him being what people call him, and I can't say those words online, I don't want to get too political about it, it's the media. The media will run an angle on somebody. Look at how they build people up to knock them down. Sam Bankman-Fried was the darling of crypto. Now he's serving 25 years in prison. Okay? Back in the day, Shaquille O'Neal or Michael Jordan, they were built up to be these idols, and then they knocked them down. There was the gambling thing and the woman thing or whatever. They just build people up to knock them down, and they go the opposite way as well. They make some people out to be the most evil, cruel people in the world, and they're really not, okay? And with Trump, it's exactly the same. He was called some names during that election, which I still cannot believe he was called. He was likened to a 1940s individual, which I find absolutely abhorrent. And it's the fault of the media that we are where we are. They can blame whatever they want, but the media, because of the clicks and because the revenue they generate from people clicking on their articles, they just keep going further and further and further, and there's no accountability because free speech, you're censoring the press, we should be able to say what we want. Well, no, you shouldn't. Now then, this is going to be the big meeting on Friday. This is going to be Trump. This is going to be, as I said, Brad Garlinghouse, Charles Hoskinson. I will bet you here and now that Chris Marszalek will be there. He came out today and he announced that there will be a 5 billion crow strategic reserve put in place. He is going to be there. Who else is likely to be there? Brian Armstrong is likely to be there. I would expect the heads of a few other exchanges to be there. I would also expect a few other chains, maybe HBAR will be there and take us by surprise. But this is where Trump differs in 2025 to when he was in power 5 years ago. Back then, he trusted individuals to run things, and they all had their own motives. And Trump admitted that. Since then, he trusted people too much. He's putting committees together to do things nowadays. And that, I think, is a better, wiser decision than... Had he made it 6 years ago, we might not be in this situation now. We might be a lot better off. But I think having somebody like Charles in the room, I think is a good thing. I think having somebody like Brad Garlinghouse in the room is a bad thing. And I think yin and yang will work out and work for the best. Right then, let's move on very quickly. And yes, they will not be there. Absolutely. Absolutely, they will not be there. That's why I think BNB is coming down. Now then, the range. So, did I call the bottom with my arrow? Only time will tell. Okay? But I did explain to you guys On Thursday, I showed you this chart on Thursday, and I pointed out the local bottom in January or February of every year, 24, 23, 22, 21, and 20. And I pointed this out to you. Go back and watch Thursday's stream. Now, I am not claiming to have found the bottom, because we could still come down, okay? As I said, we're back at support. We're going to get to that in a second. What I said was that we always find a bottom in January or February, and we have done every year. Now, as Kabir points out, tariffs shock to the system. But what about the other Januaries? 24, 23, 22, 21, 20? Well, the January one you could probably put down to what? The Bitcoin ETF going live and grayscale dumping. Or was it a buy the rumor, sell the news event? However you want to shake that up, that's what happened. What about the year before? Well, we had the FTX collapse in November, and then we started to crater in the January, okay? What about the year before? Well, one year we had COVID. So every year there's a reason for us to come down, but it's not why we came down. It just happens to be the reason we came down. It was the excuse that brought us down, okay? And it's amazing how it happens at the same time every year. The same way people are going to call you lucky is the same way we always come down in January. Now, I have drawn this red box. And this red box is what I think is going to happen to Bitcoin in the next 6 weeks. And I expect us, and again, you can hold me to this, I don't care. This is only my opinion, remember. I think we're going to come somewhere around there. Okay? That's 114,000, 112,000 that's on the screen there. That's where I think we're going to go. Okay? Do I care if I'm right or wrong? No, because it's just an indication of where I think we're going to go. We're going to break the current all-time high in the next 6 weeks. Not because I said so, because that's what happens every January. We break out, okay? And we're going to break out. Now, there is, as Kabir points out, there are mitigating factors that could bring us back down. And they are, very simply, we are only at support, okay? People have massive recency bias. If I told you on the 21st of January that we were going to be at 92,000, having had a massive wick up, I'd have scared the pants out of you. What do you mean 92,000 on a wick up? We're now at 106,000. I've got cigars. Tariq's doing wheelies in his Tesla. Everyone's happy. Kishan's posting his gains from his longs on Bitcoin. Everyone's happy. Recency bias. If we zoom in, if we really zoom in and we do this, okay, everything looks great when you put it on a chart like that, okay, but not when you zoom out a little bit and you realize we are just back in the game. And where is the game? The game is 91.4 to 99,000. So how do we know that we're going somewhere? I think we need to get to 100,000 again, okay? If the news of a crypto strategic reserve and Bitcoin and this summit on Friday and the cut in interest rates, if that doesn't get us above 100,000, what's to stop us getting rejected and just doing that? We can't say for certainty we're going up. I can tell you that in the last 4 years we have, 24, 23, 22, 21, 25 years we've done that, okay? I can tell you we've done it every year, but I can't guarantee it. So while I do think we're going to go to 112,000, I can't promise it. And like I said, we're only just back in the game. If we go to the bull market support band, that's coming in just below where we are now. So we're just at support. I've also said that in a good bull run, we should come down and test support and bounce. That's what I've also said, okay? Again, these things haven't come to pass, but it's bullish. And I do think the longer this goes on, don't know why my screen's decided to do that, but hey, let's just go with it. I do think that was the bottom, and I do think we're back in the range. And with regards Wednesday tariffs, Friday summit, I think we're going to come out of this better off. And if you're right and we come to the downside, we're just going to have an entire summer of misery. If we don't get this bounce up now, we could very easily do that for the rest of the summer. But I don't see how that can happen when we've got Solana ETF, XRP ETF, Cardano ETF. He's told us the 5 cryptocurrencies that we're going to start with. So why is Bitcoin not going to recover given that the American government are going to start buying it? Why is Solana, Cardano and XRP and Ethereum not going to recover when the American government are buying it? You've got to look at what we have in the short to medium term, and that is incredibly bullish news. We have incredibly bullish news. If he brings ceasefire to Eastern Europe, why isn't that more bullish news? Because that is going to happen in the next 3 weeks. So I don't see us going any further down, but it can still happen. I'm only giving you, as I said, my opinion. We've got to break some levels. I think 100,000 is absolutely critical. And today, with the ETFs in play, I expect us to move up. I expect us to move up by 6 o'clock this evening, my time. I expect us to be 95 to 96,000. And if we don't, and we start to come down again, then I will be worried about my prediction of a higher high in March. Can this crypto strategic reserve of USA be hacked? I would highly doubt it. News follows the markets. KB tells me that all the time. News follows the markets. I'm not too sure. Depends on what kind of news it is. Because the announcement of the strategic reserve is telling you to go and buy Ethereum. But the demand of the strategic reserve is also going to drive the price of Ethereum. So I don't know whether it does or it works both ways. Right then. Now then, this is the article that's the headline of the show. Bitcoin going to zero. Solana's Anatoly Yakovenko says Bitcoin has no value, sees Bitcoin only as insurance in case of superpower collapse. Again, why have we got such dramatic, apocalyptic headlines? Which superpower is going to collapse in the next 10 years? It won't be America, it won't be China, and it won't be Russia. So which other superpower is there that's going to collapse? I don't see any of them collapsing. In a new thread on the social media platform, Yakovenko says Bitcoin is an expense and not an investment, something to protect against the possible collapse of a country touting economic and military might. Bitcoin has no value. In the best light, it's insurance. Based on my lifetime priors, there is 1% chance a superpower will collapse any given year. That's not really going to happen. I don't think it's 1% chance every year. I don't think we're going to see that. I think you have phases of might, if you like, but I think they're over every 100 years, really, maybe 150 years. You had the British Empire, you had the Roman Empire. Before that, you imagine you probably had the Chinese Empire, Indian empires. Everyone's had an empire. We all have empires. It's worth it for me to spend 1% of my wealth on some asset that might not go to zero in that environment. It's not an investment, it's a cost, and it's no guarantee. It's as good as doing that at 100,000 as it is at 10,000. Yeah. Currency debasement, superpower collapse, same use case, insurance. If it works, it's because safety and property rights have intrinsic value. They're on the Maslow hierarchy of needs, but it's not direct. I can't believe he's quoting A-level business studies in his comment. The worst amount of Bitcoin to own is 100%. I do agree with that. But if there was one and one only cryptocurrency that you should hold, if you're only going to buy one cryptocurrency, then Bitcoin for me is 100%. I cannot sit here and say that Solana will be here in 10 years' time in the same strength as it is today. I can't say that about many other currencies. Now, in a year or 2 years' time, further into this presidency, with Cardano maybe integrated into the American system, with XRP integrated into the financial system, then maybe I'll change my opinion and maybe I'll say Bitcoin, Cardano, and XRP are the three that will be here in 10 years' time. But for somebody that runs a chain that has only just managed to stay up for a year, that's full of meme coins that strip people of their wealth, for him to say that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value is hypocritical, at least hypocritical. It's far worse. But this is a PG channel and we're not going to start swearing. I do not think that Anatoly should be coming out and spouting this absolute nonsense. You've seen Brad, you've seen Charles talk about harmonization between blockchains. Remember the three tenets that we want for this channel. We want adoption, regulation, and interoperability. That's what we want, okay? AIR, AIR, which I only came out with this morning. So now I'm going to start using the expression, we need to give crypto air. You're not going to get interoperability when Mouthy Man here comes out and starts talking trash against the only true cryptocurrency. Okay? Why do I like Solana? Because I think it's going to go up in value more than Bitcoin. That's it. Okay? I think it's a great blockchain. I think it's great for retail. I think it's great to get in to crypto with, but don't throw stones, you idiot. Just ridiculous. So again, I would say to take a lot of these types of comments with a pinch of salt. You're going to see loads of people. Peter Schiff talks all the time. He mouths off all the time about how gold this, gold that. And everything that he talks about with gold, he mentions Bitcoin because he knows he will get people to look at the price of gold. They'll look at gold. So he says gold is better than Bitcoin. He'll get 300, 400,000 people looking at it. If he mentions gold without Bitcoin, he'll get 30,000. So he knows his engagement farming, okay? But when it comes down to brass tacks, even Peter Schiff has admitted yesterday that he understands the reasoning behind a Bitcoin strategic reserve and he doesn't understand the reasoning behind a crypto strategic reserve. And for once, I do agree with him. But that statement yesterday told me everything I needed to know about Peter Schiff, and that is that he was simply berating Bitcoin for engagement to drive traffic to his gold fund. Because he's right, you shouldn't be 100% crypto. You should have some gold. A fraction of your portfolio should be in gold. 2-3%. It's an inflation hedge. Yes, but it's not done a very good job of that in the last 4 years. Bitcoin has absolutely destroyed it as far as that's concerned. But back to Anatoly. Again, these beautiful lines that we draw, we don't draw them before the show to make ourselves look good. We drew them a while ago. This was the line I said we'd come down to. I was out by 50 cents, and I sent that 50 cents to Kabir. You can ask Kabir in chat, Kabir, did you get your 50 cents? And he will say, yes, I wish I'd have waited to ask for it. Fine. Now, we've come back up to this line here, which is about $162, and that is where we are sitting. Again, recency bias in this market is ridiculous. The same way recency bias in Eastern European politics is ridiculous. Nobody goes back more than 2 years to understand a 50-year or a 40-year war. Crazy. Until we get over $200 then. I think we can move that line from now, don't you? I think we can bring that line back up here. Until we get above $200, Solana is in a bearish position. It's under the bull market support band. It's now sitting at 161. When the markets open today, I am expecting us to go up. Of course I am. Right? Now, where would I expect us to go to if we go up today? I think maybe we get to 190, 194. That's where I'd expect us to push towards. 190 to 200, I think, is going to be a key level for Solana this week. If we break it, we're back in the good times. But I don't know for certain. These are only my predictions. They are not something you should base any of your financial decisions on. Right then, moving very quickly on. Yes, you got the 50 cents. There you go. How much is that 50 cents worth now? Did I send it you before the dip or after the dip? Is your 50 cents now worth 50 cents or is it now worth 52 cents? Because you'll have to pay capital gains. Right then, Ethereum researcher proposes a solution to centralization issues. Again, there is a problem with ETFs, and we've known about this problem. What happens if BlackRock owns 1 million Bitcoin, 5% of the circulating supply? Nothing will happen. It will own 1 million Bitcoin. What happens if it owns 10% of the supply of Ethereum? What happens if it owns 12 million Bitcoin and it's staked and it's allowed to vote? What happens if it owns 40 million Ethereum and it's allowed to vote? Ethereum is based on proposals and votes. So what happens if BlackRock proposes to make Ethereum inflate by 5% per year to inflate its bags and the returns to its investors? How do you stop that from happening? And before you say, well, that's not likely to happen, why not? You don't get 100% of people ever voting. You're lucky if you get 40%. If BlackRock has a 20% block vote, it's already got 50% of the vote. So there is a massive danger to ETFs. And if you don't believe me, go and look at what BlackRock does to other businesses. It buys a seat on the board, it gets rid of the CEOs it doesn't like, and it puts people in to do its bidding. That is how BlackRock works. Fact. Not fiction, not tinfoil hat, fact. Why can that not happen with proof of stake chains? Why could it not happen? There needs to be solutions to limit the power of any one individual in a DAO. There has to be. Otherwise, you end up the same as stocks and shares, and crypto just becomes a digital version of stocks and shares. Ethereum needs to head this off. Solana needs to head this off. Cardano, every other proof of stake stroke DAO-based system needs to implement limits on the voting powers of its biggest players. And if that means the price takes a hit, I don't care, because you'll end up with chains completely controlled by a few individuals, and that is a massive problem. Right then, so an Ethereum researcher has published a new proposal to provide a lasting solution to the current centralization issues on Ethereum. According to synonymous researcher Malik672, the solution will democratize the centralized block building process on Ethereum. This goes into talk about how everything... Ethereum has another problem, which I don't want to go into in too much depth, is it has two different types of block commits. It has, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not going to call them legal and illegal, but it treats blocks differently depending on who is processing them. And I think that is also wrong because it abides by certain regulations. And again, I don't agree with that either. But in this instance, he wants to remove the centralization issues. So it highlights the only two Ethereum block builders, Beaver Build and Titan Builder, who were responsible for building 88% of all blocks in the first 2 weeks of October. It raised concerns around centralization as on the second largest blockchain. Yes, again, I'm not going to do a deep dive into this too much. What I will say is Ethereum is working on this. It's working on the voting proposals and voting. It's working on the centralization of the validators. So at the minute, you need 32 ETH, I believe, or 64 ETH or 32 ETH. they're looking to reduce that to 4 or 8 because you are seeing the likes of Lido DAO and its liquid staking platform taking a lot of Ethereum on board. So they're going to try and limit all of these things. But again, I'm not going to call this naivety because I think that is unfair. What I would say is that the reason we're in this situation is because we have Vitalik in charge of Ethereum. And Vitalik is a tech-first person. And when you are dealing with blockchains that are aiming to become the computer of Web3, you need to have some cynical heads in your team that say things like, what if somebody has 15% of the supply of Ethereum? What if some of the proof of stake validators get too big for their boots? And Cardano has offered a way out of this. Cardano limits the amount that validators can have in terms of voting power, and it's the same on a few other chains, but Cardano is the best version of it. Ethereum didn't do that. Ethereum became naive, and even though Ethereum is still the number 2 blockchain, of the ones in the top 10, I'm more worried about Ethereum than any of the other serious ones. Forget Doge. I'm more worried about Ethereum, but I'm not worried about it enough to think that the price is going to go to 0. I'm worried about it because I think it needs to have a better lead and a better head. Now, again, not only is Ethereum here down below its bull market support band, it's also below its trend line that it entered back in September. Bounced along quite nicely, it's down here. It's also given up half the gains that it gained yesterday. Back at 23, so let me get that back up. I keep getting adverts pop up. So where do I think, or what do I think is going to happen with Ethereum? Again, there is no reason for Ethereum to be at this price. And what I mean by that is the same way that I don't think there's any reason Bitcoin should be below 100,000. They are because they are, and the news hasn't inflated their prices enough. We spoke about the fact that in December, we had the largest inflows in Ethereum ETFs that we've had. Massively bullish on Ethereum. We've got World Liberty Financials buying Ethereum left, right, and center. We have all of the major TradFis coming to Ethereum. It shouldn't be doing this. So there are other issues at play here. I am not going to call them market manipulators because I don't necessarily agree with that term. I think it's a lack of sensible leadership. Charles and Brad, front and center, Cardano and XRP, sitting next to Donald Trump. Where is Vitalik? Where is Vitalik? Where is the Ethereum Foundation? World Liberty Financials are using Ethereum. Where is Vitalik? Where is the Ethereum Foundation? They're nowhere to be seen. So why would you buy into a coin that might not have a seat at the table? What happens if the 25 people named or attend on Friday and there's nobody from the Ethereum Foundation? Are we going to see it come back down to this level or even come further down? I'm not saying that we are struggling with Ethereum, but that trend needs to stop. That downward trend, we'll make that a bit thicker so you can probably see it a bit better. This needs to stop, and we need to get our backsides in gear and break that level. And that level is currently coming in at just under $3,000. That's where we need to get above. We're a long way from home with Ethereum, but we still have plenty of time. Okay, we need to get back above $3,000 as soon as possible. And again, why didn't we pump as hard yesterday as others did? I do not know, but it's not all perfect. It's not all rosy in the Ethereum Foundation. We need them to come out and start giving us a direction. All this technical talk about fixing the chain, making the transactions faster is brilliant, but go and do some biz dev. Go out and talk to people. and see where we go. I know Ethereum is trying to become the kind of the mainframe, and it wants its layer 2s to do that, but they're not doing a very good job at the minute. So if you were to say what's the most bullish narrative on Ethereum right now, I would say Ondo and World Liberty Finance. They're the two most bullish narratives, and they are both third parties. To some extent, you could say that Jupiter is the most bullish project associated with Solana, and I would agree with you. But Solana is in a different headspace than Ethereum right now, and that's what we need to be careful about. Cardano, founder, good things are coming. The founder says that the industry is well represented. Good things are coming in his recent post. He has clarified that no one is being appointed to the executive branch. I appreciate the enthusiasm and speculation, but I'd like to say no one is being appointed by the executive branch to any crypto-related role tonight. Meetings do not imply an endorsement or magical new powers. I'd like him to have a shave. But if he has a shave, that might be the end of him. Maybe he just doesn't look good without facial hair. We'll never know. I think Cardano community should ask Charles to have a trim at least. Now then, he will also refrain from saying too much until now. The Cardano founder has attracted some pushback from the community. Some members are claiming that he is the reason behind the speculation. You should hold back that information until you have facts to present. This guy started a rumor and didn't even attempt to deny the rumor. Boo, said some of the crowd. He stated that a super important meeting was slated to take place in early March, and we know which one that is. It is the March the 7th meeting. Hoskinson remains one of the most prominent industry leaders. He was previously rumoured to be part of an advisory board of the US government. That is not a rumour, it is going to happen on Friday. Now, we're not going to, I didn't actually bother looking at the chart, so I think we're going to go and have a quick look at the chart. I can't believe the 50 cents in Solana I sent you is now only worth 40 cents. When did I send it you? At $250 or something? Right, let's have a quick look at ADA. I'm only going to show you ADA because of the candle. Now, I said as well, and again, I'm certainly not going to have one of these I told you so streams, because that's not what we do. But those candles, those God candles, where we went from, where was the bottom of that? That was 66 pence. So that was almost an 80% move to the upside. Now, again, I drew this at some point. I don't know when I drew it. And I drew this downward pattern. We've broken it and we've come straight back beneath it. But all is not lost, because with Cardano, we are above the figure that I have been telling you about. In fact, I said we were going to go back above 80 cents. Now, of course, I didn't expect the announcement for Donald Trump. Of course, I didn't expect that. But I expected us to break back above 80 cents, which is the top of its bull market support band. 84 cents, whatever it is now. It was 80 cents when I said it at the time. Now, we're back in this range. But again, recency bias. We are only back in this range. We had a higher price on the 19th of January. We had a higher price on the 2nd of December. Don't fall foul of recency bias. Why were you not buying Cardano here? Why are you asking me if you should buy Cardano here? What are the words that come out of my mouth? Do they translate into a language that is foreign to you? I say all the time, there's actually another line on here that I haven't drawn. Just give me 1 second to draw another line. Let's just do that for a second. I said, if you believe in a project, that you should buy that coin. Okay? Now, why therefore are you asking me if you should buy XRP or Cardano? Why are you asking me now? Did you believe in the project 48 hours ago? Did you believe in the project 6 months ago? When we were talking about down here, see all these X's? These are all the videos and live streams where we talked about XRP. When we were down here, did you believe in the technology and the potential of XRP? If the answer is yes, and you didn't buy it, why are you asking me if you should buy XRP there? I told you at 40 cents and 30 cents that XRP was going most likely, and I can't remember if I said $3 to $5 or $5 to $7. I can't remember which. Can't remember off the top of my head. It's in my video. I made a video about it probably around here. That's probably where I made the video. Okay. You should have packed your bags by last October. That's when I said, have your bags packed. Okay. Now, when was last October on this chart? Let's say it was there. Okay. So I said to you, have your bags packed, have your bags packed, have your bags packed by October. Then, what happened? Should we have a little look? All down here. Buy. Pack your bags. Pack your bags. Why then are you asking me when the price has gone from, where are we? 50 cents to $3. It's done a 6x. Why are you asking me after it's done a 6x if you should buy it? Because I don't think it's going to go more than, let's say, $5 to $7. So now we're looking at 100% profit from here, 150% profit from here. If it goes to $5 from 50 cents, which you could have bought in October last year, you've done a 10x. All those people watching the videos, you said XRP was going to do a 10x. Well, if it goes to $5 from 50 cents, it's done the 10x. It's not going to do a 10x from here. These idiots telling you that it's going to go to $1,000 are idiots. It's not going to go to $1,000 in this bull run. Maybe in the future, if it has a massive burn mechanism and it starts to burn, it starts to get really, really used, then yes, it will. In the future. It's not happening this bull run. Absolutely not. Okay? So, recency bias is going to ruin you because we could very well come down to $2 or $1.50 in the very near future. Be careful. Now then, Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan again. Seems to be on Joe Rogan every month. And he was talking about lots of things to do with Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, and he was talking about meme coins. Hester Peirce talked about meme coins. Hello, Ram. Welcome to the stream. He was talking about meme coins. He was talking about the fact that they are trash and they are just like a casino. Did he not? And guess what? They are just like a casino. Hester Peirce said the same thing. This will be the last thing I talk about today. We're not going to talk about gaming. We'll leave that for tomorrow. I've just seen the time. Okay? Meme coins are going to get you wrecked. You need to be in solid projects and you need to hold on to those projects. And from time to time, meme coins will come along from the past. The Bonks, the Mews, the Pepes, and they're going to pump because they are all... Think of it this way. We are now going to get... I'm going to come off this now. I'm going to go onto the main camera for 1 minute while I say this. I'm going to sneeze as well. I do apologize. So, meme coins from 2025, a waste of time. Meme coins from 2023 and 2024, they are already on the Robinhood apps, the eToro apps, the Revolut apps. They're the coins that people are going to buy. I say this a lot, I know. I probably say this once a week. If you're going to buy a meme coin, why am I so far down there? If you're going to buy a meme coin, buy one from 2023, 2024, okay? I think you should put 1 to 3% of your portfolio into meme coins and no more. If you've got 10, 20, 30% of your money in meme coins and you're in profit, I would rotate them into some of the coins which are going to be in the strategic reserve. Maybe Chainlink, maybe H-Bar, maybe what else would be in the strategic reserve? Maybe AVAX will be in the strategic reserve. I certainly wouldn't be holding them long term, especially at the end of this bull run. So get your meme coins. And if you want to get meme coins for free, there we go. There's my finger. You can check out Quid Game, which is on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Central European time. So 7 hours from now on Wednesday, we will be giving you the chance to win Mew. We do it every single month, so you have a chance to win Mew. That is the end of the stream. I've completely overrun, 10 past 12. Really sorry. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Kabir, KB, Kishan, Danny, Mags, everybody that's in chat. Welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe or like or follow wherever it is, wherever you are. And I'll see you in the morning. Expect a pump tonight.